What's up, you guys? It's Ben, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything there is relating to selling on Amazon. Well, in today's video, I'm actually not going to be talking about Amazon. We're going to be talking about Alibaba. And in today's video, I'm going to give you some tips and strategies and things that works for me when it comes to speaking to Alibaba suppliers. At the end of the day, I've actually now been speaking to Alibaba suppliers for over 2.5 years, and I've picked up on a few things that they do all the time that I think we can take advantage of and therefore make sure we get the best price possible. However, guys, at the same time, I have seen a lot of people have this wrong mentality when it comes to speaking to their suppliers. And the mentality that they have that I think you should not adopt is to do whatever you possibly can to get the best possible price. I think that is the wrong approach to go with. The right approach to go with, in my opinion, is to make sure that you can establish a long-term relationship that is both beneficial to you and your supplier. At the end of the day, you have to understand that this is business, and therefore, in my opinion, if I want to make good money, I want to make sure that my supplier makes good money off me too, so therefore they are continued to be motivated to do business with me. If you have this wrong approach of trying to screw over your supplier and get the best possible price so they don't actually make any money off you, what sometimes may end up happening is that the supplier will give you the shoddy products, not necessarily the best ones. They may replace some of the parts or ingredients in the product to reduce its quality, which will definitely reduce your profit margins, which will definitely affect your business more so than you really wish it did. Okay, so remember, guys, when it comes to speaking to suppliers, the very first from the outset straight away, you have to have the mindset of, I'm establishing a long-term partnership with you guys. I want to establish trust, I want to establish good behavior, and so we can continue and work with together for the next few years to come. And how do you know that you've established a good behavior? Well, hopefully by next time Christmas comes, they will start sending you gifts, which is exactly what I get. And when you deal with about 45 suppliers, you get flooded with gifts every single year, which is a good sign and is something nice to have. With that being said, guys, if you are interested in learning about selling on Amazon and taking this business quite serious, please don't forget to check the links down below for my mentorships. I currently have a few spots available where I actually mentor people one-on-one and help them with their product research, with their suppliers, negotiating with suppliers, creating their first listing, doing the images, everything related to that. I am there to support you. Otherwise, guys, if you want to do it by yourself, which is absolutely fine, but you want to use some of the business tools that I use, such as Helium 10, where you get 50% off on your first month, Jungle Scout, 30% off, Transferwise, which you get £500 transfer to your suppliers completely free of charge, or Tide, the perfect business bank account to start off your Amazon FBA business. With that being said, guys, let's get straight to the video. Right, guys, so the very first thing I want you to do when it comes to speaking to your suppliers is try to find out what the real price for your product is. And you're not going to be able to do that on Alibaba. What you have to do is go to the actual manufacturers themselves. And this is what Alibaba suppliers do. Effectively, Alibaba is filled with traders that basically speak to other companies within China and then act as middlemen between them and yourself. Well, the cool thing is that I usually do that through a website called 1688.com. Now, unfortunately, this particular website is in Chinese and therefore it's quite difficult for us UK people to use. However, what we still can do is try to find out what those guys are paying for this particular product, or kind of get a range for it, to be honest. And so let's take, for example, I'm just on the website here right now, and as you can see, we can't understand the thing at all. However, you can type in any product in English, and in most cases it will actually show up with various products. Okay, so I typed in, for this example, yoga mat, and if we come down, it will actually show us in yen what is the product price. Okay, the product price, for example, is around 25 to 35 yen. Okay, and however, as you can see, you have to order quite a big batch from here, so 4,000 plus, 60 plus, and so on and so forth. And you can kind of have get a good understanding of what it is, what exactly these guys are paying to get this particular product. And then all you have to do is just go onto Google, transfer yen into dollars, put that in here, and you'll actually understand that what they're paying in terms of Chinese yen or maybe Chinese, but basically what I mean is change the yen into the UK dollar or into the UK pound, into the US dollar, and understand how much these guys paying for each and every single one of these yoga mats. So then you can actually get an idea as to, when you are speaking to your supplier, what kind of profit margins are they trying to get? Are they really overcharging you and want to make triple, quadruple what they have paid, or are they being much more reasonable? So that is the first thing. The more information you get around the products and what the usual price is in China, around here and everything, the more information you can deal with, the better position that you're going to be in. Okay, that's really, really, really important. The second thing that I want you to do is, this is now when you actually start speaking to your Alibaba suppliers, is stand out from the crowd. And the way to do that is by ask a lot of questions. Okay, believe it or not, Alibaba suppliers get so many people, so many potential customers emailing them every single day, and they usually just send out one question and never respond, and which basically the Chinese suppliers see them as time wasters. However, if you ask loads of questions in potentially your first email, if you show interest in their product, if you show interest in the actual supplier itself, they will take you more seriously. What you want to do ideally is get them invested, okay? Get them invested into dealing with you. So if, for example, Yoga Mat, you're asking them about the material, about how long have they been selling, how long, what is the size and the dimensions of the yoga mats, how well have they been doing in various other marketplaces, what is the lead time, all of these sort of questions will show to the supplier that you're genuinely interested in buying a yoga mat, and they will work that extra hard to make sure they get your business. Because at the end of the day, guys, remember, you are at the position of power, you are with the money, okay? It's really, really important to understand and remember. Next thing, make sure, guys, and this is what I see a lot of new sellers and some of my students do before I correct them, don't overshare. Okay, they don't need to know what you're going to do with these yoga mats. They don't need to know that you're going to be selling them on Amazon. They don't need to know that you're going to be, or you know, what your business is, that you're just starting off, that this is your first product, and so on and so forth. You don't need to answer these questions if they ask you, and which sometimes they will. Sometimes they will ask you as to where exactly you're planning to sell. And the reason why I don't want you to overshare is because, think about it, if let's say 20 different customers have all said in their initial messages, I want to sell this product yoga mat on Amazon, then this will give a good indication to the actual seller, to the supplier in China, that these guys are really, these products are high in demand. Maybe we should sell them ourselves. And this is what they may potentially do. The less information you can reveal about yourself and the more information you can get around them, the better you are on the negotiation table effectively. Okay, so make sure your very first message should not include anything about your business, should not include anything about where you're planning to sell or anything like that. You shouldn't be saying that you're a new seller. You are an experienced seller. Okay, guys, you're an experienced seller that's been working on Amazon for, or just working in the e-commerce business for over 5 years now. You know exactly what you're doing, and this is how serious they should be able to take you. Okay, next up, start off with a big order first. So don't say, if you're going to order around 400-500 units, don't say that. Initially, say that you're going to order 1,000 units or 2,000 units, okay? This is how to make sure that you want them to smell the money, so to speak, number one. Number two, you want to make sure that with a bigger order, they will hopefully give you a bigger discount. And with a bigger discount, you get an idea as to, okay, so if they are afford to sell this to me at $5, then they should be able to sell this at $5 at 500 units and still make money. So make sure that you order in the very beginning, in the very beginning, you order a large quantity. And as you continue the negotiation, say, okay, no problem. Well, what we're going to do then is we're going to order 500 units initially as a sample order, okay, at this price that you quoted me for 2,000. If they sell, I'm going to order to 2,000 that I promised to you very, very, very soon. Once they have been delivered, I've checked the quality and everything. Remember, guys, this is what big companies do. They can easily order a sample order of 500 to 1,000, sample the quality, and then place a massive order next time round. This is what I personally do all the time. So coming in from a position of a big, well-established seller is definitely going to be beneficial for you in the future. Next up, guys, price match. Okay, this is a very good tactic that I use all the time as well. Once I have found out what the people are paying for these yoga mats on 1688, what I will do is, let's say the supplier actually tells me, okay, well, the best thing I can do for you is I'm going to sell this yoga mat at $5 and not a penny less. And you speak to them and you try to negotiate and ask various things and stuff, and they will not budge on the price. Well, then what you can say is, no problem, I have actually found another supplier with very similar products to you that are selling it for $4.50. Okay, however, I do want to deal with you because your response rate is much higher. I get a much better feeling with you. You know, your lead time is better. However, they are selling it 50 pence cheaper than you are. Can you price match that? Okay, and chances are they probably will. Now, you have to be careful with this method because you can't go too low. Let's say they're trying to charge you $5 and you say, well, I found somebody that's charging $2 or $2.50 or whatever. Then they'll be like, well, you know, if we price match that, we're actually going to lose money, so you go ahead and do that. But if you just take off 10%, 20% of that price, then you may potentially get away with getting an even cheaper price, because then they will know that you're going to be dealing with them and not somebody else. At the end of the day, from the Chinese supplier's perspective, some business and some profit is better than no profit whatsoever. Next, guys, and this is so important, guys, remember, you are speaking with human beings. Just because they're on the other side of the world doesn't change at the fact that you are speaking with individuals, and individuals always love to be complimented and praised about how good they are and how helpful they are and so on and so forth. These are the little things that we forget in the business world. We're just thinking about money, the best possible price, bring them all the quickest, and that's it. Once you bring in some emotions, some feelings, some just general chit chat, some comments and compliments and stuff, you will understand that you get a much better feel for these suppliers. You will get a much better rapport with them, and rapport is really important to get the best possible price. Once the supplier knows that you are a nice person to deal with, you're a pleasure to actually do business with, they will be much more inclined to give you more favorable terms in terms of not just the price, but they may potentially even push your order to the front of the queue to send it out on time, to make sure there are less delays, to make sure that you get your business up and running as quickly as possible in regards to that particular product. Because remember, guys, these guys are in a lot of power when it comes to your product. Once you have paid the money, they are in the position of power. They can take as long as they want to send out your order potentially. They can create various problems in terms of delays and various other things as well. So if you come across nice and lovely to deal with, you will be better off in the long term. I can 100% guarantee you. And then last but not least that I wanted to speak to you about as well is, you always have to make sure that the supplier knows that if you are not going to give me the price that I want, and if you're not able to provide what exactly I'm looking for in terms of the product and stuff, I am willing to move on. Okay, like I said in the very beginning of the video, you are with the money, you are in the position of power, and you have to make sure that they're aware that if you don't come to an agreement, you're more than happy to move on to another supplier, to another person. And remember, guys, if these sellers have invested 2-3 days answering your questions, speaking with you, potentially even speaking over the phone and stuff, the last thing they want after putting in all that time and effort is to let you go. Okay, and what you may find sometimes is that if you do just go, okay, thank you very much, but we're going to have to move on with somebody else, a day or two later they will come back, they will magically have spoken to their boss and give you 10%, another 10% off, 20% off, or whatever. Okay, you just need to be in that position of power and be able to just wait patiently. Even if you're not speaking to somebody else, just give it time. Don't rush into this process basically thinking, okay, I found my product, I know exactly what I'm looking for, I need to buy it as quickly as possible. No, Amazon takes time, but so does Alibaba. Okay, sometimes patience will pay off dividends tremendously. And last but not least, what I wanted to let you guys know as well is that negotiation should be done in the very beginning. Okay, and this is important because the price that you agree, you should honor, and they should honor all the time going forward. So on your second, third, fourth order, the price should be the same. Therefore, that means that the price that you negotiate and agree to at the moment right now is important, because it's very bad practice and bad business to continue to negotiate the price after every single order. Oh, I ordered 1,000 at this price. Well, now I'm going to order 2,000. Let me drop down the price and stuff. You're just not going to be very nice to deal with, and you have to keep that in the back of your mind. So remember, guys, do the negotiation at the very beginning. Get that out the way, agree on the price, and then focus on getting the products in as quickly as possible each and every single order. Because I have this good practice of not negotiating, speaking to suppliers after I've dealt with them in the past becomes a breeze. I literally send them a quick message, can I please buy in another 1,000 units? And they literally send me the order the next day. They know exactly the price that we've got agreed on. They know exactly the shipping costs. Everything becomes much more structured, much faster. With that being said, guys, I really hope you found this video useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.